Before we draw this program to a close, I want to give you some tips so that you can maximize your revenue from every single site that you sell. This video is all about how to increase your earnings and make sure that the sites you list are going to sell. Now, firstly, make sure that all content is 100% unique. I mean, if you really want to make sure it's going to sell, run it all through Copyscape and put the proof on the sales page. You'll find that people will be more keen if they see that. People want unique content. Content is king. It's something we're told all the time in internet marketing. So therefore, if you can provide unique content, you're going to find more people who want to buy your product. Now, what you need to do is make it outstanding, make it look good. And again, remember, unique content. If you really want to maximize your earnings, either create yourself or have someone create professional custom graphics. This will boost the value of the site to people because it's not using a template, it's unique and it doesn't look like anything else. So that's a very, very good idea. Now, depending on where you go, a mini site design will cost you anything from sort of $50 to about $80 or $90. You can usually get a banner or a headline graphic done for $20, $30, maybe even $40, depending on who you go to. But the custom graphics are worthwhile because they can increase your earnings. If you turn around and say this is unique content with unique graphics, then your earnings are going to increase. If you really want to maximize the earnings, drive traffic to the site. Get genuine visitors, organic search engine visitors. Use all the Web 2.0 properties, all the SEO techniques that you know, and get people to the site. The more people you get, the higher your level of visitors, the more you're going to earn. Get it ranking for keywords and get an index. So you will have done your keyword research. You will know which keywords you are targeting and you will rank for them. And you'll rank on the top 10 ideally. If you're really good, you'll be ranking in the top 3. Get your site ranked and indexed, and that's going to increase earnings because potentially people are going to find it, click on links, click on adverts, buy products and so on. But getting it ranking means that your potential buyer has a little less to do because the product is already in the search engines. A little tip that you can do to help maximize your earnings, increase the value, is install some help desk software. If you go to Fantastico within your hosting account in cPanel, you can add help desk software from there. There's many different types of software. Just produce a quick video showing your buyer how to configure it for their email address or configure it for their email address yourself, and there you are. You've added a little bit of value for some free software. You can also create an autoresponder series, 7 to 10 parts. You can sort of rewrite PLR articles or create some unique content for this. But again, that's going to add content because if it's selling a product or it's building a list, then you create an autoresponder series, it's more value to your potential buyer. Create a number of Web 2.0 properties like Squidoo lenses, hub pages, blogger blogs, and all those pointing to the site that you want to sell. Make sure you create all of these on unique accounts so that you can hand them all over as part of the deal. So you can say, not only are you getting this website with 100% unique content, but you're getting 10 Squidoo lenses, 5 hub pages, 3 blogger blogs, all with unique content. That sort of level of commitment is going to seriously boost the price when people see that they're not just getting the site, but they're getting all these ancillary Web 2.0 properties as well. Look for additional streams of income such as Amazon, ClickBank, Commission Junction and so on. What other streams of income other than AdSense can you put on a site? You can have AdSense, but maybe you can include a couple of banners that advertise other products, a couple of widgets from Amazon. These are additional streams of income, different ways of monetizing the website that will help make it more attractive to your buyer because they're not going to be looking and thinking, well, it's only AdSense. They can see that there's multiple streams of income. Now, make it easy for them to be able to change the website so that they can put their affiliate links in. You don't want them to have to go through every single page and edit it in order to put their ClickBank ID in. So make it easy. Now, to make it easy for you to flip the site, when you register a new domain for it, create a new account with a domain register. And that means that basically when you sell the domain, instead of all the hassle about pushing and pulling and transferring domain names between people. You just hand them the ID and password for the domain registration account and say, there you are, it's all yours, do what you like with it. And that just makes the whole process very easy. I mean, I've transferred a few domains. Some of them have gone relatively easily, but others have been difficult. Now, if a domain is within sort of the first 60 days of its life, then you will struggle to transfer it between domain registrars. You can only keep it on the same domain registrar. So for that reason, a lot of people may say, oh, it's on GoDaddy. I haven't got a GoDaddy account. I don't want it. So by saying to them, I've created a brand new domain registrar account, you will receive the ID and password upon completion, and then you can transfer the domain out at your leisure. That adds value. One thing you could do is offer 3 months free hosting. So you can say, you can have this domain for 3 months on my domain while you move it. And then if you want to stick with me, I'll charge you, I don't know, $5 a month, or $3 to $5 a month, something like that. You don't have to charge a lot, but you charge something. And what you find is, you may think, well, $5 a month, that's not very much. But if you suddenly find you've got 100 people doing that, that's $500 a month, isn't it? For doing pretty much nothing. Now, when you are setting up your account for hosting domains, I would strongly recommend you go for a reseller's account, and there's a good reason for this. If you go for the standard sort of domain accounts, web hosting accounts, what you find is you can easily host one domain, but then you have to start messing around with subdirectories and all sorts in order to create other domains. The trouble is if you try and sell a domain that's set up like that, it means that people end up with access to places they shouldn't have, and you've got security problems and issues, and it becomes complex. With a reseller's account, every single domain you set up is, for all intents and purposes, on completely separate web hosting. They have their own bandwidth, they have their own disk space, and they have a limited number of SQL databases and so on. If they're on your shared account, then what happens is if they suddenly install something and it eats up all the bandwidth, you've lost your bandwidth, charging them $5 a month. So with a reseller's account, you can see when they're going over their bandwidth or their disk quota, and then you can contact them and say, hi, look, you're getting close to your quota. If you'd like to increase it, it's going to be this much extra per month. And in majority of cases, they'll go, yeah, okay, and pay it. But you can pick one of these up for $25 a month, and that's one that will last you for a long time. And as I said, every single account within there becomes a separate entity, so you can hand them the ID and password for it and say, it's all yours, knock yourself out, kid. Now, the thing I would recommend with site flipping is you'll notice there's certain, shall we call them, trends in the marketplace where things become fashionable to do, like using the church WordPress theme. And what you find is something will suddenly catch people's attention. They go, oh yeah, we've got to do this. And there's a stampede of people rushing to join in and do the same thing. Don't follow the herd. Don't rush after them trying to do the same thing. Forge your own path. Stand out from the crowd, because if you do that, you'll get much more attention. People don't want to see yet another church WordPress site. They want to see something unique. So make sure whatever you do is unique and different. By all means, there's some trends that you will want to follow, but don't blindly stampede after the herd. Think about what you're doing and create what you're creating because it has a purpose and will make money. At all times through the process of flipping your site, think value for your buyer. That's your number one concern. You want to add value at every possible opportunity so that they get a package that they're just blown away by and it's a no-brainer for them to buy. And remember, when flipping a site, your buyer is looking for long-term sustainable earnings. They don't want something that's going to give them a month's worth of earnings, and then fizzle out. They're looking for something that's going to earn for 6 months, a year, maybe even longer, to be perfectly honest. So think about that. You want to make sure that what you're providing through multiple streams of income, good articles, unique content, good SEO is going to provide them with some sustainable earnings over the long term. And if they see the potential for long-term sustainable earnings, or even the proof that you've had earnings over a number of months, what you will find is it'll be much easier for you to create this site and sell it. Instead of it sitting around and getting the odd $1 or $5 bid, you'll suddenly find that bang, you're getting loads and loads of content. So have a look at that. That's what you need to do. These are some tips that are going to help you to maximize your revenue and make sure that when you list a site, you get the maximum possible return on investment. So what I want you to do is think about these as you are creating your website.